Record to the cloud. Hello, all of you beautiful friends. It is so good to see so many of your faces smiling back at me. And we have got a treat in store for tonight. I know I talked a little bit about, Amy, I'm going to wait and talk about the cruise at the end of the call. Maybe some more folks might be on then. I just kind of want to reiterate what I said on the Facebook Live yesterday. But I wanted you guys to hear from Amy Triplett for a couple of different reasons. One, she's one of my best friends, so duh. Two, if anyone can motivate you just by hearing her story, it will be Amy. She has a phenomenal story of how it is no overstatement in the slightest to say that Plexus has completely 100% changed her life, like everything about her life. And I'm not going to infringe on her story here. She's going to share here in just a moment. But I want this, as you guys are listening to Amy, and she's going to share a little bit of her story, even if you've heard it before, try to listen with fresh ears and just keep reminding yourself how important it is to share this business opportunity. Y'all, I apologize for this hair on top of my head. I got this shampoo that's supposed to be like amazing for all hair types. So when your hair is already thick, this shampoo just makes it even thicker, and it's just sitting there right now. Anyway, it's kind of a beast, but I digress. So Amy and I went to college together, so we've known each other for forever. We were roommates for a while with some other girls. We had shenanigans like crazy, not the typical we go to college type shenanigans because we went to Bible college, but they were more of like are we ninth grade boys kind of shenanigans, like weird dares we gave each other and stupid stuff. I mean, it was weird, I mean, when you really stop and think about it, but we loved it and we had an absolute blast. We played dare or dare all the time. Instead of truth or dare, you just had to take a dare. So I love Amy. I love her sense of humor. We laugh our faces off when we're together, and we're fixing to get to be together for a whole week in Hawaii, and I'm so excited. So Amy, I just want you to just share a little bit of what we talked about and what God's put on your heart, and then just save some time for me at the end to come in. I want to talk a little bit more about the cruise and about a few other things too.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Amber. Thank you for allowing me to get on here and speak to the whole team. I count it as an honor. And you know, it's strange. I've shared my story with several other teams, and I feel more nervous here, I guess. I don't know why. It's like one of those things, like singing in front of your family or something is more nerve-wracking. But anyway, tonight I'm just going to kind of share my story with you and talk a little bit about belief, and then talk a little bit about how I did this, okay? But in order to know how, you have to know why. And here's the thing. When I started, I remember thinking this was some crazy secret that nobody told me about. Like, why did I not know about network marketing years ago? Or like, I could not for the life of me understand why everybody wasn't doing this. I was like, what is wrong with people? You should all be doing this. But the thing what I've learned, because, you know, I've been in this 4.5 years now, which is so weird to even say. I cannot believe it's been 4.5 years. But I've been in this 4.5 years, and I've seen people come and go, and I've seen people who I have seen phenomenal potential in drop off, and it makes me wonder why. Like, why was I able to do this, and then someone else who literally has everything I have, if not more, they're more talented, they've got more money, they've got more influence, why aren't they able to do it? And I'm going to tell you, there's really just one reason. It's belief, and it is you, because we have the same compensation plan, which is the best of the best. Like, you will never find anything like Plexus. We have the best products in the whole world. Like, you guys know, you hear the stories. I bet each of you have your own story, but I can stand confidently behind all of our products. I trust the company 100%, but I also think we have something really rare, is we have the best culture and people in our company, and starting right up at the top with Alec and Tarl and all the people that they bring in. Like, I'm just floored by the caliber of people that they bring in all the time. But then on top of that, we have the best team in the entire company. Like, we love each other. Just the fact that we're going to get on a call tomorrow and collectively pray and lift up Jana. I mean, this team loves each other and we love people. And I am so proud to be part of this team and so proud to be part of this company. And so the thing that I believe is different is your belief. And a lot of times, even if you do believe in those things, sometimes I feel our people struggle is maybe belief in themselves. So now I'm going to back up and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story and why I was able to do this. So some of you may know this, but I was a teacher. I was a teacher for 10 years. And, I loved teaching, of course, but I desperately wanted to be home with my babies. Like, I worked until my son was 4. And I remember going back to work when he was 5 weeks old, and it killed me. Some people choose to go back to work and there's no judgment there. I get it. But for me personally, I had this expectation of being a stay-at-home mom, and I wanted to be home with my baby. And so finally, after I had my 3rd baby, we made a choice. And it was our choice to make. We chose to downsize. We moved into a 600 square foot mobile home. And we did that to save some money. And my husband took a ministry position. And then, it was just to save. And then he ended up stepping down from his position. And then we went to nothing. He ended up working at Walgreens. And here's the thing. I'm a pretty positive person, especially out on social media. I didn't tell a lot of people this. If you were to look at my Facebook page from years ago before Plexus, you might see some things like, oh, I just want a nap, or oh, these kids. But for the most part, I was positive and oh, here's our, fun homeschool day project or whatever. But I didn't always show you that only lasted 5 minutes, because the rest of the day I was on the couch with a pillow on my head. When we had a good moment, I was ooh, good moment. Let's share those memories. So my point is, Amber had no idea. Even though we were good friends and in college, we saw each other on social media, but you do not know how people are suffering. You don't know. Some people will tell you everything, and I do tend to be very open, but I don't like to just complain and air it all out on Facebook, unless I have a purpose to uplift or something at the end. But when my husband stepped down, at this point I had an infant, a 1.5, 2-year-old, and a 4-year-old. And that's hard. That alone, end call here, that alone is tough. But I also was struggling with severe migraines. And also, I had I gained 30 pounds, that after having my daughter and losing my dad. And just a lot of things, and this the stress. Even though we lived in this little trailer, it was hard on me because we didn't have money for anything extra. There were times we didn't have money for groceries. We were struggling so bad. So I saw Amber, and you know what? I loved watching her post. I know sometimes we think someone's going to get mad, or what are they going to think? I loved it. I had never done network marketing before. I had no clue, honestly, that she was even doing this or making money. I just knew that she was losing weight, and she kept sharing, and she was so funny about it. She made it so fun and always personal. And I was seriously, as a good friend, so happy for her. I just was cheering her on, and I kept liking everything and oh, go girl. I was so happy. And Amber reached out to me, and she was like, hey, thanks for liking my post. Did you want some information? And I remember thinking, oh, great. No, thank. And I said no. I was like, thank you so much. I'm going to diet and exercise. And, that even if I have the money, which I don't, I'm not going to spend money on, a weight loss product or whatever. And we talked a little bit, but she didn't pressure me or anything. And then, but here's the thing, what she didn't know is I told her no, but I kept watching. Okay. You don't know. I kept watching. And for about 5 months, maybe 6, I don't know, I was watching her. I'd mention it to my husband every once in a while, oh, all these other girls are joining Erin, and they're losing weight, and, they're saying this, and I can't stop eating sugar and, whatever. And I wanted to try the products, but are you kidding me? We didn't have food. I'm not going to try a product, especially for myself when, I've got kids. So it wasn't, literally in my brain, it wasn't even an option. However, one day, Amber posted. So here's the thing. This is what I want you to hear me. It is just as important to share the business. Never be ashamed to share the business. People need this business just as much as they need the products. And you've heard it before. What keeps you up at night? Worrying. It is your finances. And so here's the thing. Amber shared, this was the post. It changed my life. You probably heard it before. But she wrote, got my Plexus paycheck. I made enough money to cover my car payment, my mortgage, and my products. You guys, I was shocked. Like, I knew people did this kind of thing. I even have a friend in Mary Kay who ran a car. But I don't know. I didn't actually think she was making money. I don't think she was. But I'm just saying, like, I didn't really think that anyone was making real money. I thought it was a fun hobby. Like, maybe you'll earn some free products. I mean, that is literally what I thought. But when she said that she can pay her mortgage, I mean, I think Joey saw like the spark in my eye, because we did not have the money. Like, we did not have the money at all. I chose not to pay other things in order to do this. And so I just basically begged him. I was like, who cares if we can't afford it? We can't afford anything anyway. Like, we're already poor. This will not make and break us because we're already broke. But what other option do we have? Like, what is going to change in our future? Like, I don't want to go back to work, and I felt like I needed to probably. He was in ministry, and, that's not a whole lot of money. I was like, there's like literally no hope for us unless I do something. I have to do this. And finally he was like, fine, go ahead. You guys, I had no idea what I was doing. All I knew is Amber lost like 50 pounds and she made $1,100. All I knew. I did not do the research like I should have. I trusted Amber.
Excuse me. It was $1,164.
Sorry, you're right. She's right. It was. And you know what? I remember that. Okay. So I thought to myself, that's ridiculous. Obviously, I'm not going to make $11,064. But what if I can make $200? That's what I thought. I was like, okay, clear. If she can do this, that means it's possible. And I can figure it out. Like, if she's doing it and like she's not being scammed, because I know her and I trust her, that means it's possible. So I'm going to figure it out. I don't care what I have to do. Some people will be like, I'll do anything for my kids. Well, you know what? Will you really? Will you post on Facebook? Will you put yourself out there? Will you reach out to somebody who makes you nervous? I mean, truthfully, the things that we do are not hard. The hard part is ourselves, and it's just, getting ourselves to do it. So I was in a place of desperation, and I figured I'm going to give this everything I have. I knew nothing. Now, I trusted Amber. I did Google people who died on Plexus. I found out nobody died. And I was like, good. All right. It's not going to kill me. Good. Here we go. I had no idea that it was going to help me with my migraines or my energy. I had no idea. I didn't even care. I just knew it wasn't going to kill me. It might help me lose some weight, but I need to get out of my green trailer. That's what I knew. So I joined very excitedly. I think I went silver before my welcome pack came. Because here's what I did. Here's the key. Now that's what I did. I'm going to tell you how I did this, because you can literally do this. Okay. You can do this. That's what you have to tell yourself. I told myself it's not an option. Failing was not an option for me. If something wasn't working, that just means I need to learn a new skill. That's all that means. There are no bad experiences. There are learning experiences, and I've had many, many of those learning experiences. I still have them. But the only way to fail at this is to completely quit and not keep growing, okay? So I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. I'm going to tell you that you could do this. Okay, first of all, I was very vulnerable, okay? I made a decision. That decision was, I'm going to give this the decision was not, I'm going to give this a month, and if I don't make any money, I'm going to quit. That was not my decision. My decision was, I saw, because once she told me she made money, then I did look at the comp plan, and I learned, right after I joined, I learned all that stuff. I just found videos on YouTube. Sonia Dudley, thank you, Sonia. You taught me everything. I literally found those, and I saw what a Diamond Ambassador made. And I thought to myself, okay, even if it takes me 10 years to make a tenth of what a Diamond Ambassador makes, that is still far more than I can do even as a teacher. Definitely as a stay-at-home mom, but even as a teacher. So think about when you went to college, okay? For me, it was a career choice. It wasn't a hobby. So I thought to myself, when I went to college, first of all, I paid thousands of dollars, invested thousands of dollars, right? And we didn't get paid while we were in college. You go, you get a career. Hopefully you'll get a job. Like, why are people so skeptical? Think about this for a minute. Like, think about what we're used to. You go, and I'm not saying not to go to college, okay? But I'm just saying we're taught a certain way. You're taught that you need to, like, get my brother, he's in like $200,000 worth of debt. He's a doctor. I'm so proud of him. But I make more than he does, you guys, and I paid $34.95, and I was able to make money. I'm just saying this opportunity is phenomenal, okay? So I thought to myself, in that career mindset, so you have to make that decision, okay? Guys, listen to me, please. Listen. If you knew 100%, God himself came down, he said, Jessica, you will be a diamond ambassador, but it's going to take 10 years. It's going to be hard. You're going to go through, you might have 3 years where you don't make a dime. But I promise you stay strong and you learn, you will be a diamond ambassador. Will it be worth it to you? Like, would it be worth it to be a diamond? Think of that. Yes. Are you kidding me? And I promise you, statistically, in all network marketing, not just Plexus, Plexus is like above and beyond, but all network marketing, 95% of people, according to Sarah Robbins, who I trust and love, 95% of people will reach their top rank if they work their business for 10 years. And some of them take that long. But think about that. Like, you have to just decide, it's going to be hard, but you know what? Who cares? We're going to do this. So that was, I don't know how God gave me that, but something in my brain, I was like, I'm going to give this. I'm going to college for 4 years. If I don't make a dime in 4 years, whatever. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I wasn't going to be spending money every month, though. I didn't have it. I couldn't. But I wasn't going to give up either. Now, I was vulnerable, okay? So here's how I did it for real. Here's how I went silver. Before live videos were cool, I made a video. On my phone, I made some video. It is the worst video ever, by the way. It's so funny. I should post it. My kids are literally jumping in the background. I looked horrific. I even stood up and showed I was in my sweatpants. I basically said, I have no idea if this stuff works. All I know is my friend lost 50 pounds and she made enough money to cover her mortgage. And all I know is I am miserable. I am sick of feeling this way. So I don't know if this is going to work, but I would like some people to do this with me because I don't want to do it by myself. It's basically what I said. And you know what? The messages came flooding in. I was like, oh, apparently a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel, that they need energy and alone and they can't do it. And so I did. I had at least 3 people join me. Now, one was my mom, who I begged profusely. And, whatever. So that's what happened. And so here's what I did, okay? I was a homeschool mom of 3 babies. I had a 1, 2, and 4-year-old-ish, which I think she was even under 1. So I knew, you guys, I could not ignore my children. So you can do this. You can have both. I know guilty mamas. I know you're out there. I am one of them. But you can do both. You just have to manage your time, okay? So here's what I did. I made my decision, okay? Number 1, there was no going back. I made that decision. Number 2, I literally planned it out. And for me, this was my schedule. I just showed somebody, look, I write my schedule out, you guys. I'm not even an organized person. I was a teacher, so that helped, but you could do this. If I could do this, you could do this. Amber knows I am not organized. I actually wrote notes for our call tonight, and I just texted her 5 minutes ago. I lost the paper. I'm not organized. So that's not my strength, but it doesn't mean that you can't do it, okay? So what I did is I made a post at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it was always something vulnerable. It was not copy paste from somebody else. It was something from my heart. Oh my goodness, this stuff actually tastes good. Huh. It was just something. It didn't have to be long, but it was something, something real. Oh, wow, I haven't had a headache in 3 days. What is in this stuff? There was chocolate on the counter and I didn't even eat it. Who am I? It's like those kinds of things. Things that people can relate to, but it was true and genuine. And then I put my phone away. Kids would get up, we do home. There were times I even told my son to hide my phone because it is more fun to do Plexus than dishes and laundry, I promise. So I would, Plexus is fun. I want to do it. But I would put it away, and then from 2 to 3, this was my schedule, I would answer people because based on my message that morning, people would message me back, whatever. People would ask me about it, or they would like it, and I would do what Amber did, and say, hey, I saw you liked my post. Do you want information? And so from 2 to 3, I'd basically answer message, and I didn't feel guilty. When my kids came to me, I was like, nope, Mom was working. isn't it so awesome that mommy gets to work from home and I don't have to leave and be a teacher? Like, I get to be home with you, but I'm working. We had playtime. Unless you're bleeding or dying, nope, go play. Like, there was no guilt there because mama's working. Now the babies were typically sleeping, but 4-year-old, I put a movie on, whatever. But then again, life would go on. So from 9 to 11, I gave up The Bachelor or TV or whatever was on. Okay. So that was my big sacrifice. You got to sacrifice something. Okay. I gave up TV at night, and literally, you guys, this is what I did. If you were active on Facebook, you got a message from me. Like, every night for about 2 hours. My personal goal, this is going to sound overwhelming, so my personal goal, I was getting out of my trailer. I was going to be diamonds in a year in my brain. So I was messaging 30 to 40 people a night. That sounds crazy. I realize that. But if you message 2 people a day, just 2, okay? Statistically, again, Sarah Robbins, you message 2 people a day, brand new people about plexus, you know what's going to happen? Out of that, that's what, 14 a week, 50 something, I can't do math, 50 something a month. Statistically, 3 or 4 will join you if you would consistently do that every day. It's consistent, just like exercising or eating right. You do what you got to do every day. But I was getting out of my trailer. So for me, 30 or 40 was okay. And my messages were super general. They were not, I mean, even to this day, I don't message as many, but it'd be like, hey, Jan, I don't know if you saw my plexus post, but would you like information? I'm really loving it. I've noticed this, that, or the other. I'm loving it. Can I send you info? Or, hey, we're having an event in a few days. I really want some guests on because I don't want to be embarrassed that no one will show up. Can you please show up for me? I mean, it was literally like I would just say, come do, I would invite them. And then it asked me a question and I would have no idea. So I'd be like, Amber, help. And I'd just be like, I have no idea, but Amber knows. And I'd ask her a message. And that's it, you guys. That's all you do. You literally just invite people to stuff and I would follow up. Part of the thing I would do every night, I don't know, this is just me, but I'd go back like 10 days and I would just follow up. That's a whole nother conversation, but I'd follow up. And here's the thing. It's consistency. You have to ask yourself, if you're struggling in your business right now, literally ask yourself, am I consistently reaching out and following up? If the answer is no, you cannot get mad and say, I quit. This doesn't work. If you reach out to one person in like 20 days and that one person hurts your feelings, I'm sorry, but no, that doesn't count. Like, you have to do your part. Even me, I've had some hard times. I've had it where if there's ebbs and flows, and I literally have, there were even times where I'm like, I'm doing everything, but am I really doing everything? Because you know what? I might need to pick up a book and learn a little bit more leadership, or I might need to learn in this certain skill. That's just what we do, you know? So you can do this. You have to believe you can do this. So I asked a question in the beginning, and then I'll hand it back over to Amber, answer any questions. I said, why was I able to do this? And not everyone on my team has been able to do it, even if they're kind of trying. It's because I had the compelling passion to change my life. If you don't have that, and this isn't that important to you, then maybe you're not going to give your all. If you give your all and you have that, like, there was no going back. That's what I have found. It literally comes down to you and your desire to change your life. But then here's what gets even more exciting. God could have answered my prayer in any way. I was praying about our health. I was praying about our finances. I was expecting my husband to get a new job. You know, I mean, we could have won the lottery, even though we don't play the lottery. But I'm just saying, like, he could have answered this prayer in any possible way and answered just for us. But here's what he did. He gave me something. I've reached my dreams. We moved. I hit emeralds. I'm going to Hawaii with Amber next week. My husband was able to quit a job that he hated. My kids go to a phenomenal Christian school that I'm so thankful for. Like, we've reached our goals and our dreams. I make maybe 4 times what I did as a public school teacher, you guys. So, but why do I keep doing this? Why does Amber keep doing this? It's because now I've got a bigger vision. Like, he brought in our vision. In the beginning, it was just about me. But now I have so many moms on my team, or just people who, and not just moms, families who want more time together. You know, and just because you think someone has money or they have it all, you don't know what they're struggling with. Maybe there's that busy mom who seems to have it all, but she wants time with her babies. or even a dad who's off traveling all the time. You know what I mean? We don't know what people's hearts and goals and desires are. My motto is no man left behind. You ask everyone and let them be the ones to say yes or no. Ask them. If they say no, respect that. Okay, do not harass people. Don't do that. Okay, there's a right way to do things and a wrong. That's, again, a different call. But you have to learn how to talk to people. Okay, you do. You have to learn how to be genuine. But you have to learn how to be bold. And you have to share with people even if you don't think they want. It's not for you to decide. It's for them to decide. So now my desire is to help moms stay home with kids, or help families be together, or, you know, whatever their dreams are. I don't know what their dreams are, but now I have a responsibility. I know how to do this, and my responsibility is to help other people. So it's become bigger and more. Now I want to build orphanages, and I want to, well, Terry, you did that, huh? Like, you know what I mean? Like things that I never even thought possible. So I still feel like I'm just starting, truthfully. I haven't reached my 10-year mark. I still got 6 years to get to diamond. But anyway, so that's basically it. And yeah, did you have anything else, Amber, that you wanted me to?
I love that. I love how there's so many things you said that I jotted down that I think are really good lessons to take away from this. And hopefully y'all made some notes. Look at Robin doing laundry. I mean, you want to come to my house and finish some up too? Something that she said at the beginning was she told me no, and she told me no a couple of times. And keep in mind, I knew Amy well enough to know that she would be phenomenal at this. So I was kind of like, it was a little bit more than just, oh, she liked my post, let me message her. It was, I'm going after her is what it was. Because I knew she would be really good. And we all have those people that are what I call our dream teamers. And back then, I'm coming up on 5 years in November. I started November 21st, 2013. Amy, I think you started in February, so just like 3 months after me. So for whatever reason, I don't really know where the dynamic changed, but it wasn't that intimidating for me to message anyone. It was just like, oh, this is how you do this job. You message your people that you know, you talk to people, you call people. Wasn't a big deal. And so, yeah, I would message Amy and other people and talk to other people. But I love what Amy said, where she said no, but she kept watching. Joey, he wants to get in on this. That's my dog, not Amy's.
Amen.
Anyway, yeah, he's amen. He's agreeing with me. But let that be a lesson. There are so many people that have told each and every one of us no, but they're still watching what we're doing. And they're watching to see how consistent you're going to be with it, which Amy talked about that, how passionate you are about it. They're going, okay, is this for real, or is she going to quit this and start something else in a few months? Which, by the way, that rarely ever works. But I love that. Let that be a lesson. I had my 20th high school reunion a few weeks ago, and there's this guy there. He's not on my team. He's the guy that like organized the whole thing. And I went to tell him thank you for everything and for planning everything. He goes, hey, by the way, congratulations of all your success with Plexus. He doesn't do Plexus. There were like 4 other people standing there. They're like, yeah, it's so awesome. None of them do Plexus, right? But they're watching me. And so what did I do later? I messaged every one of those people. One of them is now my customer. But people are watching, so stay consistent and stay excited. Another huge thing that I hope you guys caught, and some of y'all, it's time for you to draw a line in the sand, and you're going to pick. She said for her, this was a career choice. It wasn't a hobby. And if this is a hobby, that's okay. But if you're wanting to promote, you're wanting to be a jewel in Plexus, you're wanting to move and retire, be able to have a husband quit a job he hates, and you're wanting to do all of these things, it can't just be a hobby. It has to be a career choice. And I've heard what you said before about if this takes 4 years, 5 years, 6, 10 years, is it worth it? And let me just tell you guys, it absolutely is. And I think you guys know that. But the last thing that I picked up, and I'm completely just reiterating what Amy said, but I just thought these were really, really good points. In her post, she showed her vulnerability. She showed her humor. She showed her personality. Okay. And she talked about how my posts about Plexus, they were funny. Like I showed my personality. If all you're ever doing is copying and pasting other people's stuff, you're not reaching your audience, okay? Your audience, they are your friends on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram for a reason, because they know you and they enjoy you. And at one time they worked with you or they went to school with you or whatever the case may be. So show your personality in your post. If you have to copy and paste some, that's definitely okay, especially with testimonials and things like that. But make sure you're showing your people how Plexus is helping you. And then one last thing that I wrote down is you've got to sacrifice something. She talked about she gave up the Bachelor. And of course, that's something that now looking at it, you're going like, well, that didn't matter anyways, right? But there are going to be some things that are those little things that we just enjoy, that take our time. And we have to evaluate, okay, is this a career or a hobby? If I'm making this a career, then at some point I'm going to have to sacrifice something. If I have a career out in corporate America, I'm at that job from 9 to 5, right? I'm not at home chilling on the couch, catching up with Netflix during that time, because I'm sacrificing something, and it may be something much different than watching Netflix. I'm just giving a generic example, but I'm sacrificing time to go to my job, to make money, and to be successful. Same holds true with Plexus. The big difference is you are your own boss. No one's going to call you if you don't show up to your desk on a Wednesday and put some effort in. Okay. You're holding yourself accountable for that. I wanted to ask you guys if y'all had any questions for the one and only Amy Triplett. I blend only and Amy, and now you're Omi. Anyway, does anybody have any questions for Amy? And listen, she'll be honest. I promise you, she can't help but. Talk to us a little bit about your board, a little bit more, and just some of the things you put on there and how you're using it on a daily basis.
Yeah, so if you guys can see.
I'm really impressed with that, by the way.
Well, it's really been helpful. My husband put it up a while ago, and I didn't know what to do with it, but I got really motivated. I constantly am still listening to trainings and stuff. So I actually listened to a training by Melissa Eichenhorst, and it makes me laugh, Amber, because I don't know if you can see this, but she has this thing that's called the 90-day, in the next 90 days, how you're going to grow your business. So I wrote down the things, sacrifice. I wrote Netflix. I'm going to sacrifice Netflix and like your key. Anyway, so I wrote that, like those are my 90-day goals. Leaders on my team that I want to track and follow. I put level ones that I want to add. I want to add 10 level ones this month. So every time I add one, I'm going to take one of those things down and write their name on it. Same with customers and team members. Affirmations, because I struggle with that too. My affirmations are, I can lose weight and make healthy choices. My team is growing. I'm a great leader. I know how to manage my time. I will be a diamond. So I say those things and I see them. And then this right here is just my DMO. It's my schedule so that I know. And then, yeah, that's basically it. Goals.
I love that. It's so well put together. Did you see someone else's that's similar? Is that what Melissa Eichenhorst had?
No, she had the 90-day push. So I actually had a teenage girl come over, and she just helped me organize, and we looked up stuff on Pinterest.
I love it. I think it's so good. And I would go on a limb here and say that the most important thing on that board are those affirmations. Because going back to what Amy talked about earlier with belief, so much of that is what we're saying to ourselves on whether or not we really can do this. And so to have those affirmations where you're reminding yourself, I can do this. And it's going to be in different ways. And, you know, you may have to fill in the blank with certain things that mine would look different, you know. But I think that's so vitally important. So if you're seeing that board and maybe it overwhelms you a little bit, start with something like that, with some affirmations. Maybe you don't have a board. Get some Post-it notes. I freaking love Post-it notes. I'm a weirdo. I have them everywhere with stuff written all over them. Get Post-it notes. Put them on your mirror when you're getting ready in your bathroom. Put them next to your nightstand. Put them in your Bible. Put them on your computer. Put them in different places where you're going to see them throughout the day on a daily basis, reminding yourself that you can do X, Y, and Z. If that is to become a jewel in plexus, if that is to lose weight, if that is to get your dream teamer, your Amy Triplett on your team, you can do it. What were you going to say, Amy?
Oh, so I think you're the one who told me about this, Amber. Just as I was speaking,
if it's good information, it was probably me.
I have the Think Up app. Did you tell me about that?
Well, I use the one called Repeat It Again.
Oh, okay. So this, so same type of thing, but just as I was speaking, it came on and it says, relax and listen to your affirmations. Repetition is key. So you actually record your own voice and it puts this music and it's like, I will be a diamond ambassador. Mm-hmm. I am a good leader. But you feel like it's relaxing.
It reminds me of that episode of Friends when Chandler's trying to quit smoking, but the tapes he used are for a woman quitting smoking. And so he's listening to these tapes while he sleeps, and it's like, you are a beautiful, confident woman. And Chandler starts acting a little more feminine, but anyway, I digress.
I love it.
But I wholeheartedly agree with that. Write these things down. And the more that you read them and the more that you hear them, the more you are going to believe them about yourself. And these are probably things that other people already believe about you. Think about that for a minute. Like, I probably saw Amy's potential for this business before she did. I know I did with other people on this call, with Kylie, with Jessica. I think those are pretty much the only other two that I knew before Plexus. But I saw their potential even before they started. So I saw it before they saw it. So think about that for a minute, that these affirmations that you're giving yourself are things that other people who know you well already believe about you. You just have to get in your head and believe them yourself. Like, they're things your spouse and your kids and your upline already know you can do and already believe about you.
I want to say real quick, if you don't mind, to Kylie, I want to thank you for really working your business and getting on that cruise. Your video and you lit a fire under some people on my team. And Jeannie, I don't know if Jeannie's not on here, but Jeannie Ledford saw your video and something clicked and she added like 25 people the last 10 days of the contest. And because of that, somebody else on my team did it. And it was so crazy. So you guys can thank Kylie and those of you who worked so hard for that amazing pay point this past, because you inspired so many other people. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, you guys, you work and it's going to catch on and you're going to attract those kind of people as well. So thank you, Kylie, for working.
Well, and that's a really good segue to now talk about Leaders Retreat real quick. And I'm not going to spend a long time on this. I know that there's a couple on this call and you earned Leaders Retreat, but you missed the boat. And that's what I want to talk about just real quick. I did a live on our Slim Sisters page. I want to talk about this on here, though, because I'm going to be posting this call on our page as well, so other people can watch this. First of all, kudos to every single one of y'all that got up over 900 credits. Did y'all know that last year, Leaders Retreat, to earn Leaders Retreat was 750 credits? So you far surpassed that this year with the 900 credits. So I think it's absolutely awesome. And I'm not going to lie, this is terrible of me. But when I first saw it was 900 credits, I went, oh crap, not very many people from our team are going to be able to go. That's so bad of me, okay? That is a terrible leader, horrible leadership skills. Don't do that. But then all of a sudden, there was this like belief that just started flying through our team. And y'all just got to work and you worked so stinking hard. And so please, please, please be proud of that accomplishment, whether you're going to be on that cruise or not, because it is a big freaking deal. Now, If you're not on the cruise, y'all listen, that's okay. You're getting $500. Here's how I want you to talk to people about it. You know, people that maybe ordered from you to help you, or even just a public Facebook post. You know, hey, I'm not going to be able to go on the cruise. It was always the first 1,200, but Plexus told me that they are sending me $500 instead. I can't even imagine what I'm going to do with that money. I'm so excited at what this can do for our family. Who knows, we may take a trip with that money or something like that, right? So I was talking to a gal the other night on the phone who had the 900 credits, but she got it too late. She's not going to be able to go on the cruise. And I said, listen, it's all about how you talk about it to other people. However you talk about it to other people is how they're going to interpret it. So if you're talking about it negatively to other people, they're going to go, well, yeah, they're going to be negative about it. If you come across very positive about this $500, they're going to be really positive about it. And by the way, Plexus didn't have to do that with the $500. They could have said this is for the first 1,200 people, period, and their guests, and ended it at that. And the idea of being able to bring a guest, that's always been the rules with Leaders Retreat. Always, always, always. So don't think that, well, the guests shouldn't be able to go and the rest of us, because that's always been a rule with Leaders Retreat. Number one, it was in the rules way back in June when they announced it. And number two, nobody wants to go on a cruise by themselves. That's boring.
I think it's amazing that they value families.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Phenomenal. And then I also want you guys to, even if it's a small amount of money, those of y'all that are getting the $500, do something fun with part of that money. And like I said, it may be a small amount. It may be dinner for you and your husband. It may be getting your nails painted, you know, something. It doesn't have to be this big extravagant thing where you're spending all of it on something fun if you can't, but whatever it is, post that on Facebook and let people know that Plexus paid for it. Okay. And then another thing that I think would be a really cool goal, get online, go to Royal Caribbean, go to Carnival, go to Princess, whatever, find a cruise. Cruises really aren't that expensive, especially if you're going on a 3-day or a 5-day. If you go on a 7-day, they're a little bit more. Find a cruise. It may be a year from now. It may be 2 years from now. And this is even good for those of y'all that didn't quite hit the 900 credits. But make that a goal and go, okay, we are going on this cruise next year at this time, or 2 years from now at this time. And I know I'm going to do it, and Plexus is going to pay for it. And then let this, I'm trying to talk fast because I don't want to just waste y'all's time, but let this also be a lesson that next year, right when that Leaders Retreat contest is announced, we are getting to it. We're not going to have to wait for Kylie to go from 265 points to 900 and share her success with us. We are all going to jump on it right away, because here's what we now know. You're capable of doing it. You're absolutely capable of doing this. You don't even have to wait for Leaders Retreat contest. Do it with the convention contest. Mm-hmm. And if some of y'all pour your heart and soul and fire into the convention contest, you'll be standing on that stage with a big check, or as a shopping spree earner. Okay. Can you guys even imagine? You're like up there with like all the diamonds that have earned the shopping spree, and you're like, what's up? I'm gold. I earned the shopping spree too. Like, how awesome is that? I absolutely think that it's possible and it's doable, and we will all give you guys a standing ovation for it. That's kind of all I wanted to cover on that. Like I said, I did a Facebook Live yesterday after the email come out, just to kind of, after the email come out, that was really bad grammar. After the email, and there's a lot of teachers on this call, after the email came out, letting everyone know that the boat was full. Oh, one last thing. The reason corporate did not come out at the end of the month and say, guys, the boat's full, it's the 26th, it's the 27th, which was my birthday, by the way. They didn't come out and say, hey, the boat's full, stop working, because number one, that's bad for business, okay? We don't ever want to stop working. And I shared this on the live, but listen, the more we work, the higher that pay point goes up. I don't know if you guys noticed, the pay point was up last month. I don't know yet exactly what it was. I need to go in and figure some stuff. But it was up last month, and it was up because so many of y'all were killing it and signing customers and selling products. So it drives that pay point up, and that's a win-win for all of us. The other reason corporate didn't do that is because they kind of needed to wait till the dust settled to see, okay, we can have 1,200 plus their guests on this boat, and I don't know how many people earned it. Say 1,700 people earned it. Then corporate went to work and said, okay, how can we fit anyone else on this ship? That's when they offered the roommate thing, okay? They wouldn't have been able to do that ahead of time. The last reason, and probably the most important, that they didn't come out and say that is because we are not in this to earn a trip. We're not really even in this to make money. We're in this to help people. And if corporate had come out and said, slow down, you guys, you don't need to keep selling products, who out there has a story like Amy's that would have missed out because we all put the brakes on because we thought, well, we're not going to be able to get on the boat? Okay, so there's several different reasons behind that. But anyway, Amy and I were talking the other day that we'd rather go on the cruise than to Hawaii, quite honestly, because so many of y'all are going to be on that cruise. And I love Leaders Retreat. I'm really bummed that I'm not going to be there. But anyway, do y'all have any questions for Amy, for me, for anybody? You can ask each other a question. It's a small group. Someone's got to have a question. Terry, you always unmute and say something.
No, I'm trying to think of a good question. I don't have any good questions.
Kylie, do you watch The Bachelor? I saw your face when Amy said that. She was like,
yes, I do. I'm not super proud of it, but I kind of am at the same time. I even for the first time this year watched Bachelor in Paradise, which is even worse than
it's really good TV. It's one of those shows that makes you take a step back and go, I'm a pretty good person.
Yeah.
You realize, like, I'm doing pretty good.
That's right.
On a rare occasion, y'all are going to freak out when you hear this, I will watch an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. There's so much drama. It's ridiculous. And I think to myself, I'm doing all right. I treat my family pretty well. Anybody else have anything or any confessions? Apparently we're confessing what we watch on television at this point. Well, we're going to go ahead and get off of here. Hopefully see some of you guys in the morning at 9:45. Terry, thank you for organizing that. We're going to be on there just having a time of prayer for Jana. And Terry and I talked, she's just going to keep it open for a while because Jana will be there for like 5 hours. So if you can't get on at 9:45, try it 10:45. I mean, it'll still be there.
3 hours.
Yeah. 3 hours, what you said? Okay. So anyway, yeah, we set up a Zoom for it. I mean, if Robin, if people aren't able to get on, you can't get on. Obviously God will still hear your prayers if you're not on a Zoom with us. And yes, Jess, that's 9:45 Central is when that's when her appointment, like when she has to be there. So obviously she'll be starting with it a little bit later. So anybody have anything else?